It's mailbag time here on the 49ers Report by Chat Sports. I am your host, Chase Sr. We're answering these questions as part of our live show on Tuesday. We go live every single Tuesday now that the NFL season is here, 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Pacific. Subscribe and join us. This first question coming in from TAA Spartan. It's a $2 super chat. He asked this: what week do you think Trey Lance will start? I'm pinpointing somewhere around the middle portion of the season. If it's week 8 against the Chicago Bears and we get Trey Lance against Justin Fields, I'm all here for it. And I think what the Niners are going to do, they're going to see how Jimmy Garoppolo plays, how he fares, if he can stay healthy. And if Jimmy Garoppolo produces, he will be your starter. If his play falls off a cliff and Trey Lance is ready to play after his development to start the season, maybe you put him in. I think regardless, to start the year, we're going to see a true two-quarterback system with both Jimmy G and Trey Area. Henry Carrillo, what's up with Hurd? Will he play this year? So Jalen Hurd made the initial 53-man roster. He did not practice on Monday. Niners with an off day on Tuesday. We're recording this, as I mentioned, during our live show on Tuesday. I don't see how there's any chance Jalen Hurd is active for game day on Sunday. He's barely practiced throughout all of training camp. He only played in one preseason game against the Raiders. He looked very rusty and slow. He's dealt with knee tendonitis coming off that torn ACL. So as we sit here today, I don't think Lance is going to play in the opener against the Lions, and the more and more I debate it and discuss it, I think keeping him on the 53-man roster may have been a mistake. Jerry B., do you think the Niners will do the same thing to Aaron Rodgers as they did in 2019? It's going to be a Sunday night football matchup in Week 3. Can't wait for it because I think these are two of the best teams in the NFC, and your 49ers and Aaron Rodgers' Green Bay Packers. The Niners have consistently had Aaron Rodgers' number over the last couple of years. That 2019 NFC Championship game was not close, and a big reason for that, Niners defense completely dominated. And I think this Niners defense, if healthy, could be as good as that 2019 unit, even with a new defensive coordinator in DeMeco Ryans, who replaces Robert Saleh. So if that's the case, yes, I think they'll have the Packers' number in Week 3. Alpha Doctor 20. Who do you think will be the sack leader for the team? I think the easy answer is Nick Bosa, and I think it should be Nick Bosa. Trent Williams said that coming off his torn ACL, Nick Bosa looks better this year than he did previously. And if that's the case, that could be scary for opposing quarterbacks because Nick Bosa in his rookie season came through with 9 sacks during that Super Bowl run. He was straight up fantastic in that rookie campaign. What tells me that he can't be even better in his third season coming off that torn ACL, given the medical advances that have been made with those torn ACL recoveries? I think Nick Bosa is going to be spectacular, and I think you should pencil him in for a double-digit sack season. 49ers Lions, it's coming at you on Sunday. We'll be doing a watch party for it right here on the channel. And if you want to get your bets in, you have an unbelievable deal at your disposal thanks to our sportsbook partner, BetUS. When you use that link at the bottom of your screen, chatsports.com/49bet, as well as that promo code Niners125, you get a 125% deposit bonus. What that means is if you put $100 in your account, you get $125 back, which means you have $225 to wager with. Here's the deal, though. You have to use that link at the bottom of your screen, as well as that promo code for that deal to apply. Niners -7 against the Lions. I really like it. I'm going to hammer it come Sunday. Joe Caterly, I know he's a big fan of the channel. I say we take a Mahomes approach where Trey Lance starts when he's ready. Until then, we have Jimmy Garoppolo. That's what I've said all along. If Trey Lance is ready, you play him. If not, you have Jimmy Garoppolo, who's a fully capable starting quarterback in this league. He just has to stay healthy. If Trey Lance isn't ready, that's fine. He can learn under Jimmy Garoppolo, still get a lot of plays in this two-quarterback system, if not a two-quarterback system in some run-heavy packages until he is ready to play. He has dynamic ability. So whenever he's ready to play, that's when you play him. And if you take a Patrick Mahomes, Alex Smith approach, which is what I've talked about since Lance got drafted, that's what smart organizations do. Paul Peters with this question: does the signing of Josh Norman mean there's no way that Richard Sherman comes back to the Bay? I think that signaled the end of any hope that Richard Sherman would come back and reunite with the San Francisco 49ers. I think the signing of Josh Norman is a sign that John Lynch, D'Amico Ryans, this staff, this organization, they had some concerns about the depth in this secondary. And if they wanted to bring in Richard Sherman, you can make the argument that at this point of his career, he's the better player than Josh Norman. But if it wasn't for those legal situations, I think maybe Sherman could have come back. Obviously, the Niners had some interest in veterans out there. That's why they brought in Norman. I just think they're a little bit unsure as to how that Sherman legal situation is going to play out. So I think by signing Norman, yes, that means that Richard Sherman isn't going to come back unless an injury happens. Curious to see where you guys stand on this. Do you like the signing of Josh Norman? Let me know in the comment section right now. Type Y for yes or type N for no. David Delgado, how big of a year do you expect out of Fred Warner? Second highest paid linebacker in the NFL behind Darius Leonard. He has not missed a game since getting drafted in 2018 out of BYU. He's been consistently available. He's an excellent leader. When you watch the Niners defense, sometimes you don't even have to watch the ball. You just watch Fred Warner ball out, wreaking havoc from sideline to sideline. He's good against the run, good against the pass. I think he's the best linebacker in the NFL, and I expect him to have a monster year. Wet Noodle 187, who do you think the defense and offensive team MVPs will be? It's a really good question. I think Trent Williams should be the offensive MVP, because if he's not, there's somewhat of a problem. I also think that Brandon Ayuk could have a 1,000-yard receiving campaign. I expect Deebo Samuel to have a big year. George Kittle, hopefully he stays healthy, because he could also have a 1,000-yard season. Defensive MVP, let's go with Nick Bosa having a double-digit sack season. Gaming with Nate 25 chiming in, I want my boy Kittle to run that ball, and he can't be stopped. I don't expect George Kittle to get handoffs out of the backfield, but yards after the catch, he is a menace. He is a physical force, and there isn't a defensive back across the league that wants to bring down or try and tackle George Kittle. So I agree with you, Nate. Denzel Lincoln, if the Niners suffer any injuries at running back, do you think there's any chance Frank Gore could re-sign? Frank the Tank, hashtag 49ers. Look, Frank Gore is a Hall of Famer in my book. He's top 5 in all-time rushing yards with 10,000 rushing yards throughout his career. He did so many incredible things for the Niners, but at this point, with him being in his mid to late 30s, I think that ship has sailed. There's also this. The Niners at running back are very deep. They have 5 really good ones, in my opinion, who could all flourish in Kyle Shanahan's offense, because Kyle Shanahan, any running back that he develops, they end up being very, very good players. So I do not think that Frank Gore should, could, or would come back to the Niners, because I think the Niners are 5 deep at the running back position. Moving off of that question, I do want to pose this for you. Good job by Marshall Green for cooking this question up very quickly on the fly. What's your best Frank Gore memory? So many of them. He is a Hall of Famer and will rock a gold jacket because of his time in San Francisco. So many great memories. Let me know the best one in the comment section right now. Alpha Dr. 20, you are an alpha, my dog. Do you think Trey Sermon can take the RB1 role from Raheem Mostert? Earlier on in the offseason, I thought there was the potential of this happening. I don't think that's going to happen. I think there are big plans for Raheem Mostert this season. 4.3 guy, very quick, one of the faster running backs in the league, very physical as well, and I think they're going to ease in Trey Sermon. Now, if you think about Kyle Shanahan's approach to the running back position, he never really truly has a bona fide RB1. It's more of a running back by committee approach, and I think that's going to be the approach here in 2021. I think Mostert is going to get the bulk of the carries, but Sermon is going to be a massive part of this offense. Michael Norris, not a lot of people talking about juice. Do you think the integration of fullback to help block made our running back core better because of him? Kyle Juszczyk is the highest paid fullback in the history of the league for a reason. He is so valuable, especially in this offense, an offense where Kyle Shanahan leans on the fullback, not only in the run game to block and open up running lanes for the bell cows on this roster, but Kyle Juszczyk can be utilized effectively and efficiently in the pass game as well. I think about that seam route that he ran and beat Fred Warner. For a fullback to do that is crazy. So Kyle Juszczyk can be used in a variety of ways. If he's not getting credit and recognition from other people out there, that's a crime because this guy is special. Go for broke. 49ers report, I think the 49ers D may be better than 2019. Look at Fred Warner. 2019 missed tackles around 12%. In 2020, his missed tackles went down to 4%. I'm with you. This Niners defensive line is legitimately 8 to 10 guys deep. It really is. That's why they didn't trade any of their defensive linemen when they were fielding calls, according to John Lynch. And I think a defensive line rotation throughout the course of a 17-game schedule is very important because you can keep guys like Nick Bosa and Dee Ford coming off of injuries fresh, and also you can keep them on a pitch count without losing that much pressure. Sully Safdar, what are your thoughts on Josh Norman? I feel like he would bring good vet mentorship, similar to how Richard Sherman did. Honestly, feel like he will limit our defense too, like how Sherm did. I'm fine with the Josh Norman addition. He really is just a depth piece. He is a veteran who is a former All-Pro. He's made it to a Pro Bowl. There's a big reason why he got that 5-year, $75 million contract from the Washington football team after he balled out with the Carolina Panthers. At one time, he was one of the best shutdown cornerbacks on the outside who could flourish in man as well as zone. And also, he's got some color to him, man, because he talks a lot of shit, has a lot of swagger, and fears nobody. And those latter qualities, I think, are important for him being a mentor, but bringing an edge. And he's done a lot of media stuff. Very, very smart guy, both with his media appearances, but also just honing in on different defenses that he's played throughout his career. And you're paying him like $2+ million, so I'm totally fine with it. Another one from Sully. Which games are you nervous for, or do you think we will be super close this season? What games am I nervous for? I mean, anytime you go up against the Seattle Seahawks, because Russell Wilson is a future Hall of Famer, you have some concerns about those matchups. And also, the Seahawks have fared well against San Francisco in the past. I think the Rams are going to be very good. I don't want to see a trap game come to fruition like against the Arizona Cardinals. You have some challenging games against the Green Bay Packers. You have to go on a short week to Tennessee late in the season on Thursday Night Football. Those are some of the ones that come to mind. TAA Spartan, we appreciate that earlier super chat. He chimes in with another question saying this: wouldn't it be funny if we let Trent Williams run it up the middle? In a goal line situation, I'm all for it. I love it. Kyle Shanahan, listen to TAA Spartan, not only because he super chatted us, but also he's given you some scheme options and some offensive options. Putting the ball in the gut of Trent Williams on a short yardage situation, let's do it. That'd be absolutely hilarious. I mean, Refrigerator Perry, flashbacks of that. Trent Williams maybe not as fat as Perry was back in the day, but could be a similar circumstance. Since we're inching closer and closer to week 1 with Niners football being back officially on Sunday, this is what I want you to do before we get out of here. Predict the score. 49ers versus the Lions. Football is back. Get those score predictions in the comment section right now.